Cloud9's Mango is arguably the most dynamic player in Super Smash Bros. Melee. When you think about his crazy loser side runs, but also his unexpected losses that might have brought him there, I think that much we can all agree on. But I think it's about time we also start considering him as possibly the most dangerous Falco player, period, and I know that might sound crazy to some people when you list some of the players who have upset him in years past, but just hear me out on this. Mango winning the Big House 9 last weekend brought a ton of hype, excitement, and high-level play, and while it may not affect the top 100 rankings at large, it's still a huge statement to see the GOAT put another Super Major under his belt after what many would say was a less than stellar 2019. Toph brings up Mango's play after winning the event, and quite frankly, I would agree with him. Mango didn't go on a tear, he didn't play out of his mind, it just looked like he played with a sound game plan coupled with a positive mindset, and Mango can corroborate this too.
I was just really happy with my mentality. I think I got 0 to death first stock, so I was down a whole stock, didn't let it bother me. I was like, we still have 3 stocks, just gotta play well. Just more so proud of my mindset, mentality, I never gave up, and when I won, I could tell he started crumbling. I'm like, all right, we just got played safe and we win. And when it happened, yeah.
Now, that's not to say that a sound game plan and positive mindset are all you need to win a Super Major. No, if that were the case, we'd all be vying for first place at these events, and I certainly wouldn't be as excited about finishing 2-2 in pools at the Big House 9. There takes a specific skill set and approach to the game to get to where Mango is as a competitor, and it's not easy to achieve. Mango's win at the Big House was a truly impressive performance filled with ups and downs, but when he took that 10th and final game after 2 grueling sets versus Zane, I couldn't help but feel like I just watched the pinnacle of what this game could be. And the best part? Mango didn't even look unbeatable. Hell, not many people even thought he stood a chance. So here's a quick refresher on the events leading up to that grand final set, because trust me, this tournament was packed with nail-biting moments for Mango. Considering he only played Fox for the Hungrybox matchup, I want to focus in more on Mango's Falco. In the 9 total sets he played in top 64, Mango only won 21 out of 33 of his Falco games. With Mango playing 24 straight games in the losers bracket to win the tournament, along with the fact that half of his Falco sets went to game 5, his bracket became less a test of skill and more a test of endurance. After seeing such an extended losers run from Mango, he was scheduled to play Zane for first place. Historically, Mango's faced off with Zane at 4 tournaments in 2019 prior to here, and he's lost 3 of those encounters. So I naturally wanted to highlight some moments from their grand final set to pick apart some things that brought the Mango W. So much of Mango as a player comes from what others describe as a relentless and pressure-heavy offense, but a lot more than that went into his gameplay this weekend. The way Mango played defense in this set honestly made Zane look confused in his follow-ups and conversions. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm absolutely not saying that Zane played poorly. In fact, like Scar, I also think Zane looked pretty unbeatable going into grand finals. I think it's just a testament to Mango as a player. He's unpredictable, he's usually high tempo, and in the case of this set, he's patient. Let's look at the first stock of their grand final set as an example. Again, it's the first stock of the set, Mango's coming off of a 5-game set versus Leffen, and Zane's been looking incredibly consistent. Both players are fresh into the set, so there's really not a ton of analysis to be had just yet. Mango wins neutral right here and gets Zane on the ledge. In a 20-second span, Mango forces Zane off the stage 4 times before finally getting the kill on the 5th hit. We'll see a few stocks later in the set where Mango gets a bit more comfortable and goes for things like a dare-to-dare conversion or a down smash on Zane's non-sweet spotted recoveries to confirm the stock. But something like this first sequence just sets the tone for how disciplined Mango is prepared to play for this set. And there's nothing awfully flashy going on here either, just back airs and forward smashes to push Zane away and forces Marth to the ledge or stage. Mango's not doing anything crazy off stage that could punish him, he's hitting the safe option which can generate a lead, rinsing and repeating. In a matchup where Falco can die at 20% or 200%, Mango plays this first stock extra safely, knowing he'll get Zane's stock eventually if he attempts it enough. He knows Zane's options from the ledge and spaces tightly enough to either avoid them outright or bait Zane into one which he knows he can punish. It's patient, it's regimented, and maybe most importantly, it doesn't really look like Mango. Mango almost operates like the strategic offensive principle of war, or the adage, the best defense is a good offense. In general, the idea for this principle is that proactivity or strong offense instead of reactivity will preoccupy the opposition and ultimately hinder its ability to counter, which leads to advantage. For our football players out there, there's a concept called speed to power, which some announcers throw around, where pass rushers will feint trying to run around the arc with speed and then convert that speed to power in an attempt to plow through the blockers inside. We can kinda see this in Melee when you watch players try to punch their way through an opponent's defense with tech skill. In Mango's case, he's almost doing the opposite, a power to speed move where he applies pressure to bait his opponent into a commitment. Once they take the bait, he transitions back to a regular speed move, and the defense has a hard time reacting to that because they already responded to the power bait. Mango tends to use his offense almost like a defense in this sense. He preoccupies Zane with so many pressure scenarios that Zane becomes unable to create an opening, and in the times that he can, Mango puts himself in such awkward and unexpected positions that those openings become less and less certain. Exemplifying this further are Mango's techs and how he treats space when he has the opportunity to go aggressive. For techs, they appear to be seemingly random at times, but the one thing he has on lock when it comes to teching is consistency. Game 3 of the first set is a pretty perfect depiction of this, and it's a game that Mango lost. Of the 7 tech scenarios Zane put Mango in, Mango missed only a single one. Now that one missed tech arguably cost him the game, but that tech chase scenario was pretty unavoidable in my opinion. Zane's gonna hit those 10 out of 10 times, and I don't blame that game loss to a poor defense on Mango's part. However, even in this game that Mango lost, we can take away the following. Mango and most top players play careful enough to avoid tech scenarios that would put them in disadvantage. When Mango is forced into techs, he hits them consistently and tends to pick options that can either lead to resetting neutral, reset neutral outright, or flip him into advantage state. And in times when Mango mixes up his tech options, he goes aggressive to fight through the follow-up or pressure his opponent into whiffing. While hitting his techs often is all well and good, I would say that the biggest tangible defensive pattern we see from Mango throughout this set is that he's constantly running towards center stage. Now before you say anything, yes, I know this is how the matchup goes, but I really want to drive the point of discipline across here. For someone like Mango to pump the brakes when he has the opportunity to press forward shows a lot of restraint, and it's just another reason why he's one of, if not the best Falco in the game. Take this segment as an example. It's game 5 of the first set of grands, stocks even, just about 5 seconds into this game. Mango gets center stage early and he's looking to generate a lead, but he just holds his stage positioning for a touch longer, finds the proper opening, and gets 30%. So many Falco players here would want to press their advantage early and use stage control as a means to force the opening, Mango included. This makes sense because in theory, a player in the corner would have less ability to escape aggression versus a player in center. It starts to become a bigger problem though when those Falcos telegraph aggression and press to the corner, especially versus Marth, whose reward off of a grab is usually much better than Falco's reward off of a hit. So instead of forcing his way into Zane's defense, Mango holds stage and fires off some lasers. This actually threatens so much more than just pressuring a shield in the corner, because it gives Mango more time to respond to Zane's escape and to eventually create a much larger punish. If he were to get aggressive and run in, the only real mix-ups Mango would have would be his move selection, and if he falls on him with an aerial, the timing on when he hits Zane's shield. When Mango's holding in center, Zane has to look for Mango's stage positioning, any type of movement option to approach or retreat, laser and aerial mix-ups, you get the idea. Again, the key here is restraint and discipline. Mango has a fundamental understanding that pressuring his opponent's available space doesn't necessarily mean he has to move his character there, and it works to great effect in this sequence. He prioritizes punishing his opponent into overextending, which just suits Falco really damn well when you can generate huge percentage swings or even whole stocks off of one opening. Power to speed. It's rare for a player of Zane's caliber to drop conversions, but the more we see Mango continuously apply pressure through this set, the more believable it becomes that Zane could miss opportunities. This could simply be due to Mango making the right choice at the right time, but it's also the result of just straight up making a mistake. It happens to everybody, and top players aren't immune to it either. What's important about that is making sure you recognize when and how your opponent is making mistakes and figuring out how to best capitalize on them. And Mango does just that throughout this set. I think this Nair perfectly sums up Mango's awareness and discipline throughout this set. That Nair has the potential to get him in a lot of trouble, but he pulls it all the way back to dodge the shield grab response from Zane. This play kinda touches on the concept of momentum too, because a Mango with momentum sometimes goes for more high-risk options that can be punished. These games where Mango generates momentum early, be it through an early kill or extra opportunity to rack percent, can honestly be super scary as a Mango fan, simply because Mango will opt for lazier approaches that can give his opponent a chance to come back.
We've been saying to Mango, like, why are you going to these players at the ledge for no fewer than 10 years?
For no fewer than 10 years.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he loves to just throw his stock away.
However, it can also work out really well for Mango, like it did here, since his opponents may simply just not believe that he would go for such a punishable option. A lot of melee players aren't conditioned to play against someone that has the balls or ability to convert on something with such potential risk, but Mango does this on purpose to subvert expectations and force his opponents to crumble. And quite frankly, Mango is one of the only Falco players in the top 100 I see doing this with a high level of success. Maybe Westballs or even Axis Falco to some extent, but Mango's definitely the best at it across all players. We've seen Mango break down a defense with careful movement options and varied attack timings, but breaking them down by essentially making his opponents believe that he's going to play badly, it's just crazy. Mango's the only player I've ever seen do that with any sort of consistency. Well, unless you count actual below average players like me that don't realize they're doing it, but it's just ridiculously good. So when Mango goes for this neutral air here, he has the entire concept ready to go. Zane's at high percent, he's practically out of stage, and he's running out of options to confirm a stock against a high percent Falco. All Mango has to do is execute the drift back, but here's exactly where the difficulty of this play comes in, because just floating an aerial back against a shield isn't all that amazing by itself. What is amazing, however, is the precision Mango has in his mid-air drift. Falco has one of the worst lateral speeds in the game, yet Mango somehow makes this drift look like he's playing Jigglypuff. To do this against a Marth's shield grab as well is insanely well executed. It's a small expansion on a traditional bait and punish, but it took a lot of microspacing to follow through. And I still, even while reviewing this 2-second clip 100 times over, have no idea how this level of precision is possible, especially during grand finals of one of the biggest super majors of the year. The narrative of Mango's 2019 was that he was falling off, still a top 10 player certainly, but just not able to reach the same peaks he once had, or at least that's what some people on Twitter would have you believe. But my goodness, did this set completely shove that narrative in the garbage. Through a bender of 24 straight loser's side games, Mango showed us that he's still got what it takes to be the best of the best. At the end of the day, Mango is a fighter, and like some of the greatest fighters in the world, sometimes you just get beat down. Be it by Leffen in their winner's side set, a self-destruct to decide a crucial game, or Randall coming by to almost thwart one of the best grand final sets of the year. But these beatdowns are important. They remind him that he's human, they remind him that Melee can be as unpredictable as his playstyle, but most of all, they remind him how to learn from his mistakes, pick himself up, and get back into the fight for another round. Thank you so much for watching this episode, and hopefully you watch the actual grand finals set for this insane tournament. If you haven't, I highly suggest you do so because it was a legit madhouse. This show and channel are of course supported by Patreon. If you want to be a channel producer, please check the link out and take advantage of some of the perks you can get through your patronage, like thumbnails, video scripts, sneak peeks and behind the scenes, and your name in the credits. As for me, my time's been pretty limited the past few weeks, so I most likely will not be able to get a tournament preview out for EGLX coming up this weekend, but you can look forward to the JV5 next week after the event wraps up. I'll certainly be tuning into this one because it is looking stacked. Got a ton of footage from the big house that's on the docket for a cinematic experience video, but I've been sitting on an almost complete recap video for SmashCon for about a month now, so expect to see that one first. Special best of montage most likely coming out next week once I get some more breathing room in my schedule, and don't worry, I haven't forgotten about frame data. I have almost 3 completed scripts that are ready for producing, so I just need to go ahead and actually produce them. The next episode should be clocking in at about 20 minutes, so we'll have a lot of content to look forward to there. I definitely plan on continuing with this kind of long-form video essay / analysis style of content. I'm not sure exactly what the next one will cover, but please feel free to suggest some ideas in the comments below that you want me to talk about, and I'll see what we can do. So, a lot coming up in the future. I hope you guys like it, and as always, thanks again for watching, and see you next time.